Hello guys, it is me, Dream Eater again, and yeah, as you can tell, I'm sick. So I'm gonna just do this anyway because it's been too long since I've made another video. I've been like strapped for the holidays, and now I've gotten some time to myself. Well, sick time to myself, but time nonetheless. So let's use it the way we can, and I want to start this off by asking you at home, who has an LGS, if you have an LGS. What is your biggest card game there? What sells the most there? Now, I was going through Reddit and decided to take a look at r/Magic MTG or TCG, and I found this post. My local LGS is charging $230 for a Ravnica draft booster. Now, a couple things there. One, draft is being discontinued, so I guess it makes sense why they'd want to ramp up the price, but at the same time, ow. And then two, this is just concerning, to say the least. So this commenter, CD Frey 1, goes on to say, "What is going on with these prices, man? I want to be able to support my local LGS, but when the prices are already inflated in sets almost $100 more than TCG prices, it's hard to keep coming back. I feel like draft is going to be dead pretty soon." If the price scheming isn't fixed ASAP. Does anybody have good alternatives for your local LGS, where the product is actually affordable? Otherwise, my playgroup will not be drafting the set. Okay, now I can't remember if it was sets that are being discontinued or drafts that are being discontinued, but I'm pretty sure it was drafts because I remember when I first heard it, I was thinking, of course they do something stupid like this. Now, in our normal Reddit for Cardfight Vanguards, I can understand some people are a little bit negative, but my goodness, they're not this negative as this one poster. We so MG says it is not your responsibility as a customer to keep a failing business afloat. You don't owe a business any business money as a courtesy. The common argument, you're killing local game stores. That implies you owe them money, and it's silly. Enjoy your hobby and show up around just like you would for literally any product. Now hear me out, guys. I do not know how to take this comment, to be absolutely honest with you all. I can't tell if this dude's trying to be snarky, if he's trying to be, like, realist, or what, but my goodness, I feel like this is just this is just horrible. Just a horrible thing to say. I mean, listen, by all means, we do not, I do agree with them to the point, we do not owe LGSs anything. However, LGSs are the best thing for tournaments and as well as getting product straight from, well, just immediately. We don't get any products from regular, like okay, we can get products from Amazon. We can get it for like shipped in from anywhere. But that takes like weeks if not days to get to you. And sometimes you want a space to where you could just go and just play a random game with a random person that likes the game you like. To say you're just willing to just let stores die off because, they're struggling, it's like, I don't know, it just don't rub me the right way. But OP responds, "Thank you. It just sucks because this is the only option in store events, so I'll have to sacrifice that portion of the hobby." So yeah, store events. It's like what there's so much that LGSs do that we really just take for granted that it's like I can't see card games continuing, especially MTG. But what this dude goes on to say, "It's your money. You get to choose how you spend it. Find some friends, order a box from TCG, and use the savings to buy a pizza." Yeah, that's easier said than done. I'm sorry. You said find some friends, bro. It's a fucking face-to-face card game unless you want to go online, which, to be fair, I don't think really online does it any justice. Like you can get, yeah, you can find several. Okay, the point is this, guys. You can find several players to play against in Magic the Gathering arena. And I want to ask every single one of you, how many of those people you fought against have you asked to be your friend? Or have kept in contact since? And famous people do not count. That's my point. By all means, we can like have all these online games and stuff like that, but it's not going to do anything. It's not like the chats in Xbox Live games from like the early 2000s. This is something. This is a whole different beast, and the fact that they are just straight up just letting their market die, it's just ridiculous. Now, how do we know that Hasbro, well, Hasbro and as an extent, Wizards of the Coast is dying? Well, I did the math. If you see here, in the past 3 years, we can see Magic the Gathering is at a nice, like evens pace, and then suddenly it just dips. Listen, guys, I want you to understand something. This was before Cynthia Williams. Now, I can't say we can just blame everything on one person. Even though she is like the president and stuff, there is a lot of other factors that come into play. Yeah, pardon me, I couldn't handle it. There are several other factors that come into play, such as just overall, is the set fun? Did they do a good job with the actual things? But guys, I can kind of say without a shadow of a doubt, I do think after she took office with in Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast thing, I think it's just done absolutely horrible. Let's see. Hasbro announced on Thursday morning that they appointed Cynthia Williams as the new president of Wizards of the Coast. This was during February 3rd, 2022. If we look over here, we can see that around that time is kind of when Magic started going down. Now it didn't go down immediately. This I think was around nearing Kamigawa and Streets of New Capenna, but then the whole what's it called goes. What was that? What was that called? Magic 30. I think it was around this time Magic 30 was announced, and then sales just plummets. And then they're trying to get back up in the new year. Hey, new year, new us. We're not going to do anything stupid. Lamau. And then they immediately do the D&D OGL. They were able to build back a little bit. I will admit that. They were actually able to do good. I think these are from the latest sets. But then, the layoffs. Well, actually, no, this wasn't even during the layoffs. I think they just had a huge dip for whatever reason. And of course, the layoffs, and it's just, guys, I don't think it takes a genius to see where this is going. The latest Market Watch news: Nintendo Co. Ltd. ADR falls Wednesday, still outperforms market. Hasbro Inc. stocks fall Wednesday, underperforms market. Yep, just falls. It just doesn't look good for this. And listen, the only reason I'm even using Hasbro as a thing is because Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast. If they didn't own Wizards of the Coast, Wizards owned its own stock, we'd be comparing that. But because we don't have any other way to do it, and Magic the Gathering is literally, Magic and D&D, so Wizards of the Coast literally is Hasbro's breadwinner. That is literally all their sales are penny stocks compared to Wizards of the Coast. So this could just be considered Wizards of the Coast stock too at this point. There's literally nothing else that Hasbro, to my recollection, has made outside of Wizards that is getting any level of attention. So what does this mean? So let me bring it back to my original question. What does this mean for LGSs that rely so heavily on Magic the Gathering as their freaking breadwinner. If Hasbro's breadwinner is doing absolutely just bunk, what does that mean for LGSs? Now, I'm not saying I have the answer here, but that's why I want this video out there, and that's why I want people to see this, because I think there needs to be a solution here. I haven't fully gone through this whole thing, but I don't think anyone really has a solid plan to fix this thing. Now we could go with WotC and just say, yeah, who cares? Who cares about the LGSs? If they're a dying business, they're a dying business. It's not your problem. It's not your problem. But then where are you going to go to play card games? What are you going to do to find friends who play card games? The answer is you don't. Unless there's unless someone makes a new freaking app or something that lets people who like to play card games interact, which would be a really cool idea, but I don't know who's got the time or money to make that happen. I don't think they're going to do anything. And this is such a simple solution too. I don't understand why WotC hasn't done anything, especially with they have their own app. They have their own MTG app, the MTG Arena. Make it as a double you make it as like a thing where it's like you can turn on your location. You won't be able to see anyone's specific location like what Snapchat did. I don't even know if that's still a feature Snapchat has, but just find card gamers near you. You can, and then just basically make it like almost like a freaking pseudo dating app, but for card gamers. On second thought, maybe that's a really bad idea. Let me, I'm gonna walk that point back. But anyway, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Sorry for the short video. Sorry for the lack of videos. It's been crazy. I'm sick, and but I'm getting better, and I'm hoping to start off this new year right by making more videos and kind of broadening my sense. So if you like what you like, please hit like, and please subscribe for new TCG adjacent videos, and let's hope for a better new year for TCGs. But yeah, with that, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.